Hello, hello, hi, Facebook trooper. What's happening? What's going on? Welcome. Happy Wednesday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. I got a cool little story for us tonight. Um, First of all, shout out to a few of you have reached out and shared with me how much these lives um, connect with you and how much you appreciate them. So I can't tell you how grateful I am. Thank you. That's the reason why I do them. I appreciate that. So thank you so much. That means a lot to me, and I'm so glad that you guys are connecting with some of these stories, right? And you can take some feedback and takeaways and apply it in your life. So much love. I appreciate that, right? Tonight I want to talk about anger, and this is something that I've worked on my whole life. Well, as much as I can remember, I've worked on it, and it's definitely a still work in progress. I feel like I've improved a lot, but tonight I want to talk about anger, and I think anger is a funny thing. And some of you would not even believe that. They'll be like, what are you talking about? Anger is not funny at all. But I think it's kind of funny because when you think about it, and I've been angry and I've kind of calmed down afterwards and thought about why I became angry and all that stuff. I don't know if you guys ever do that, but I have. Fozia, what up? How are you? Welcome. Good to see you. You're just on time. That's perfect. So I don't know if you've ever done that. You get angry and then then you calm down and you feel bad about being angry and you think about why you were angry, and I don't know. That's me, and I try my best. So it's a work in progress, right? But I think anger is a funny thing because it delivers way different than it intends, right? And here's what I mean by that. Let me share with you a little story. So it's closing time. As it's closing time, a snake finds its way to a home improvement store. Well, as it's crawling around on the ground, it crawls over a handsaw that was just on the ground, right? And he gets a cut under his stomach, if you would. Immediately, his first reaction is to jump over and just take a bite out of the handsaw. Well, that doesn't work too well for the snake because Team Money, what? You're awake and you are here. Good to see you, bro. Glad to have you on. So his first reaction is jump up and grab it, just kind of bite the handsaw, obviously, thinking that that's going to do more damage to the handsaw than itself. Doesn't work out that way too well, right? So he gets cut right in his mouth, and that even angers him even more. Not knowing what's going on, the snake immediately wraps itself around the handsaw and tries to what? Suffocate the handsaw, because that's what it knows, right? Well, too bad for the snake, because that does not kill the handsaw. In fact, the snake gets killed in the process. Not too complicated to figure that story out, right? Team Money, not too complicated to figure that story out, though, right? Well, here's a takeaway. It's funny. I said anger is a funny thing because what it intends to do and what it actually does are two different things, and I think that's interesting. When you really think about it. So you think about this, okay? You get angry, I get angry, and I want the pain and the anger to be really transferred to the other person, right? I want that person to feel the pain and the anger and the hurt and everything else, right? You want that person to feel it when you're angry, right? As you're joining me live, let me know you're here. It would be nice to know who's here, who's not here. I see the eyeballs go up and down, but I don't always know who's here. So you have this anger, right? So you want to pass that on to other person. You're angry, you're furious, your veins are popping out, you're screaming, yelling, whatever your anger mode is. And you want that person to feel that. You want that person to go through that, right? It's funny to me because that's the intention. Intention is for the other person to get hurt, to go through it, to just feel that extreme pain, if you would, right? But does it work out like that? It doesn't, right? You're angry, you're hurt, you're in pain, and you want to transfer all that to the other person. And it's like no matter how hard you try, no matter how much more angrier you become, it doesn't hurt that person more. It hurts you more. Isn't that funny? I think that's funny. Because here you are getting pissed off, getting ticked off, getting upset, getting mad and angry and all that. And all that time, the other person is not affected as much as you yourself are, right? You're getting pissed off, you wrapping yourself around a handsaw and trying to suffocate and squeeze the other person. Doesn't work out that way, does it? I thought about that today, and I was thinking to myself, man, anger is a funny thing. Because here I am, ticked off, pissed off, in pain, and I want that person to really just get right. And it doesn't work out like that. It's like, have you heard that saying? Anger is like two sayings. I'll give you two. One saying says, anger is like you drinking the poison and wanting the other person to die. That was from Lao Tzu, right? So you drinking the poison, wanting the other person to die. You wrapping yourself around a handsaw, wanting the handsaw to get crushed. Doesn't really go that way, right? And then I read somewhere else by, I think this was by, I could totally be wrong. I think this quote was by, I want to say Marcus Aurelius, but I could totally be wrong. In fact, I think I am wrong. But the quote said, if you let that the anger of somebody get to you, if you get angry at somebody, right, then they become your master because they control your emotions, right? So I thought today, what I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? Anger is a funny thing because here, like I said, here you are getting pissed, getting ticked off, getting upset, and you wanting to hurt the other person. And all along, you're hurting yourself. That's not the intention, right? The intention is to hurt the other person, yet it serves the other way. It rips you apart instead of ripping the other person apart, right? So think about that illustration the next time you get pissed off. I definitely am going to think about that. Why would you wrap yourself around a handsaw and squeeze, right? Why would you do that? Not very wise, right? So let's stop doing that. Let's stop getting ticked off, pissed off, in pain, all that, and try to inflict that pain to somebody else, where we know now that doesn't really happen. It actually comes back to you and it rips you apart. So, thought of the day. Hey, you can throw some love, comments, hate, hearts, all this stuff. Do it. But thought of the day is this. The next time, and we all know when we're going to get angry. The next time you're about to get angry, think about this story, about the snake, about the handsaw, about how you want to wrap yourself around the other person and squeeze. And at the end, you're the one that's going to get damaged. You're the one that's going to be in that mode for a few days, and you're going to carry that heat, that anger, that pain, that frustration, all that along, right? That's what it means by by when you get angry, you hope you're drinking the poison, hoping the other person dies, but it doesn't work out that way, right? I personally don't like getting angry, but or someone else says but it's still bad. True. So remember that quote. If somebody gets you angry, now they're your master because they control your emotions. I think about that often. It's easy to kind of maybe just kind of read that, but it's harder to apply that, right? When you get angry, you think to yourself, if I can just push this all this to the other person. However, if you think about it, they're controlling your emotions, they're becoming your master in that moment. So if you really believe that right there at that moment of recognition, you would hit the brakes, right? You would catch yourself, you'd be conscious of that, and you catch yourself and you're like, oh, this is what I'm getting, this is when I'm drinking the poison. I'm drinking the poison right now. I'm about to drink this poison and wanting the other person to die, right? So being conscious of that moment, I think it's the most important key, and that's something that I want to be more aware of in my life, right? So being conscious of that moment, that trigger point, right? That you're gonna tip over to the anger side, right? It's like, ugh. That's when you grab that cup in your hand and you're like, dude, I'm drinking this poison. I should be setting this down, right? You feel me? Feel me? Hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this live. Like I said in the beginning of the live, I appreciate those of you who have reached out to me, send me texts and chats, and really appreciated the lives. I really appreciate that. You have no idea how much that means to me. So I'm coming up to my 1,000th live. I can't even believe that's happening. 1,000 lives in a row. And if I go the pace I'm going, if I do one a day, because next week I'm planning on doing, there's a couple days that I'm planning on doing 2 lives. I'm going to go live in a couple other groups. But if I continue to do 1 live, just like I have been, my 1,000th live will be September 27th, which is kind of crazy. That's like a month away. I'm 30 lives away from 1,000. Can you guys believe that? Crazy. So thank you for all the love and the support. And I appreciate that very, very much. Team Money, Fozia, and all you guys who joined me live. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, if you got some love, some value from this, share it, tag a couple people to it, or share it on your wall. Do what you got to do. You feel me? Just share the love. And I definitely want to know what you think about, is anger a funny thing now to you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let it grow. I appreciate you guys. And until tomorrow, where we do it all over again. Much love.